Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Winning Post. I'm Mandira Lalwani and bringing you all the action from Kolkata and Pune. So without further ado, let's get started and a quick look at the headlines of what's coming up on this episode. We look at all the Group 1 races from the ARC weekend in Chantilly and look ahead to the racing this weekend. The Prix Marcel Boussac is a Group 1 race in France open to 2-year-old thoroughbred fillies. It takes place each year in early October and it is France's only Group 1 event exclusively for juvenile fillies. The leading participants usually become major contenders for the following year's Fillies Classics. This year's renewal had 11 horses on the card. Promised to be true, this bay filly, trained by Aidan O'Brien, ran 5th in the Moët Stud Stakes over 1,400 metres as compared to her last 2 runs as a winner, and would be looking to get into a winning spot yet again with Ryan Moore riding her. Trainer Charlie Appleby pitched the daughter of Dubawi, Wahida, in at the deep end in the Prix Marcel Boussac, who was coming into this race on the back of a win and would have William Buick guiding her past the post.
In behind those first two, bringing green and white, they have less than 2 furlongs to go, and Dabia's lengthening away from them now. Furlong and a half to go, she's in front, but only by a neck or so. Duhader is putting in a big challenge, promised to be true behind those. From the back, Senga deep on the course, a challenge, but Dabia joined by Wuhader. The pair are together as they approach the winning line. Wuhader and William Buick are going to win. Tight second, promised to be true, joined Dabia.
Wahida made the considerable jump from a maiden victory to Group 1 honours, which looked effortless as she landed the opening race on ARC Day in only her second career start. Rousted up to be prominent by jockey William Buick, Wahida overhauled the long-time leader and eventual third, Dabia, in the home straight and had enough left to hold the late challenge of runner-up, Promised to be True, and 4th placed Senga. Next up was the Qatar Prix Jean-Luc Lagardere, a Group 1 race for 2-year-old horses over 1,400 metres, and this race had 7 horses going to the start. Salouin, trained by S. Kirk, was coming into this race on the back of a win in the Leicester Brunt Wealth Management EBF Stallion Novice Stakes over 1 mile on the 1st of September and would be looking to retain the winning place with Maxime Gouillon in the saddle. It has not been an easy season for trainer Criquet Hedmarek, who twice saddled Treve to win the Prix de l'Arc du Triomphe, but she certainly was looking forward to with National Defence to clinch top honours with Pierre-Charles Boudot partnering him.
Contrastad in the orange is starting to make an angle run out now. He's up into 3rd position, but still National Defence, and he's cleared away. National Defence is leading by 2 or 3 lengths now. Whitelist of Dover is in second, Salouin behind him, then Contrastad in the orange, but they're not catching National Defence. He's won by many lengths in great style. Pierre-Charles Boudot, National Defence have won it. Salouin is just second, I think.
National Defence looked the winner a long way out, with Pierre-Charles Boudot backing the field up around the bend and then cruising clear as all around him were hard at work to keep up. When he pushed the button, the pair powered clear, galloping all the way to the line for a comfortable success. 1 race later was the Prix de l'Opéra Longines, a Group 1 race for fillies of 3 years and above to run over 1 mile and 1 furlong and had 7 horses in the fray. Winner of the Prix Jean Romanet at Deauville on her last appearance, Speedy Boarding was sent on her way to gain her second successive in the Group 1 in the hands of Frederick Tailiki. The market dominated by the John Gosden-trained Somi Da, who had impressive form with an unbeaten record of 4 wins from 4 runs and would be looking to retain that record to 5 wins with Frankie Dettori on board.
They have 400 metres to go. Placecock showing in front. Speedy Boarding, though, is level, has now put ahead just in front. Somi Dar is now at full stretch in 3rd position and trying to get there. It is the black and white jacket of Speedy Boarding, the blue of Placecock behind those. Somi Dar in the pink colours struggling to get them as they have 100 metres to go now. Placecock in blue, Speedy Boarding in black and white. They hit the line absolutely together.
Speedy Boarding would sooner board the ferry across the channel than race on home soil as the James Fanshawe-trained filly battled tenaciously to win her second Group 1 in France in the Prix de l'Opéra, edging out runner-up Placecock in a photo finish. Odds-on favourite Somi Da looked in trouble at an early stage and could only finish 3rd. The Prix de l'Arc du Triomphe was a Group 1 race in France open to thoroughbreds aged 3 years or older over a distance of 2,400 meters and is normally scheduled to take place each year on the first Sunday in October. Popularly referred to as the Arc, it is Europe's most prestigious horse race. Its roll of honor features many highly acclaimed horses, and its winners are often subsequently regarded as champions. It is currently the world's richest turf race and the second richest horse race, behind the Dubai World Cup. This year's renewal had 16 horses at the starting gates to run over 1 mile and 3 furlongs. Cillian Saga, trained by Jean-Pierre Gauvin, ran second in the Lucien Grand Prix de Deauville on the 28th of August and would be looking to go better this time out with Pierre-Charles Boudot in the saddle. Aidan O'Brien saddled 3 horses in this race. First, last year's Breeders' Cup Turf winner, Found, who arrived in Paris having filled the runners-up spot in 5 consecutive Group 1 events, most recently chasing home Almanzor in last month's Irish Champions Stakes at Leopardstown, and would have Ryan Moore's services in her saddle.
As they head down with 400 metres to go, postponed. Here's Found now, the blue and orange coming through strongly. Siljan Saga behind this. New Bay through towards the right and also 1 foot in heaven. It's Found. She's in front by 2 lengths. Her stablemate Highland Reel is in second position. Order of St George, another Aidan O'Brien. He's got 1, 2, 3 at the moment. It's Found and Ryan Moore. She's clear as she races towards the line. She gains a magnificent victory. It's a 1, 2, 3 for O'Brien. Highland Reel was in second.
Found quickened brilliantly, heading inside the final 2 furlongs to claim the pace-setting Vedevany and never looked like being caught, keeping up the gallop for an emphatic success. Highland Reel was second, while Order of St George rounded off the Ballydoyle-dominated finish in third. This finish handed trainer Aidan O'Brien a remarkable 1-2-3 result in this extremely prestigious race, making him the first trainer to achieve this feat. The Qatar Arabian World Cup, a Group 1 race for horses 4 years and older over 2,000 meters, had 15 contenders in the fray. The Thomas Forsey saddled Al Murtajez, owned by the Al Shakab Racing Operation, had an impressive winning race record of 4 wins from 4 runs and would have the service of Julien Orge in the saddle, looking at clinching top honours. Mehdav Atba, trained by Philippe Sogo, ran third in the Domain Stakes, a Group 3 race on the 23rd of July, and would be looking to go better this time out with Pierre-Charles Boudot on his back.
And behind Rawa on the right is Sylvain Almori. In between those, Gazwan with a chance, and also now Tafe against the running rail coming into a prominent position. But Almortages shows in clear now. Almortages from Medov Akbar in second place. Tafe is behind this in third. Almortages in front is safely clear by the looks of things. He's keeping him going hands and heels as they race towards the line. Safely 5 lengths clear. Tafe, going to be very tight for second though.
After a slow start out of Gate 10, the 4-year-old son of Dahez edged through the pack and at about the halfway mark emerged to take a definitive lead to the finish of over 4 lengths. This is the second leg of the Qatar Triple Crown won by Al Murtajez, having already triumphed in the Qatar International Stakes, part of the Qatar Goodwood Festival in July. Overall, the 5-year-old son of Dahez had accumulated 7 Group 1 wins coming into the Arc weekend, each finished with a lengthening run at the end. Qatar Prix de l'Abbé Longchamp is a Group 1 race over 1,000 meters and had 17 horses going to the start. Washington DC, saddled by Aidan O'Brien, ran second in the Derrinstown Stud Flying 5 Stakes, a Group 2 race over 5 furlongs on the 11th of September, and would be looking for a winning spot with Ryan Moore in the saddle. Marsha, a gilt-edged filly trained by Sir Mark Prescott, ran second in the Qatar Prix Petit Couvreur Stakes on the 11th of September and would have the services of Luke Morris in the saddle, looking of course at clinching top honours.
That is now Mecca's Angel and Profitable. The 2 nose-banded runners go through to take it up. Kotak Glory behind those Finsbury Square. Marsha's running on. It's Mecca's Angel showing in front by half. Then Marsha, the white and black colours, is still coming out. Washington DC nearest to us is sprinting down, but Marsha shows in front.
Marsha and Morris flew down the middle of the track to fly past the rest of the field, with Washington DC making up ground hand over fist to finish second in a thrilling finish. Jockey Luke Morris's first victory in the Group 1 sprint came aboard Gilt-Edged Girl, and his second victory also came courtesy of a progressive filly. Qatar Prix de la Foret is a Group 1 race over 7 furlongs, and this year's renewal had 11 horses in the fray. The David O'Mara saddled Sudoa ran third in the Red Sprint Cup Stakes over 6 furlongs on the 3rd of September and would be looking for a winning spot with Daniel Tadhope in the saddle. The son of Tagula, Limato, trained by Henry Candy, ran a blinder 12 months ago when he was runner-up in the Group 1 Qatar Prix de la Foret and was likely to go one better to land this year's renewal of the 7 furlong contest with Harry Bentley on his back, as this year's field did look a tad weaker than last year's.
Final 400 metres, Limato getting a big split there and coming now after Qatar. Birchwood is between them, Jimmy 2 times his next, Swadar behind those from Attendu. Limato is a length ahead now, maybe 2 lengths ahead with Harry Bentley. Swadar, Attendu, Qatar fighting out the minor places, but it is Limato's race. He's hands and heels up towards the line, but he's safely clear. Limato in great style, not pressed at all to win this. Qatar second, Swadar in third.
Limato settled behind the pace setter Qatar on the rail. Bentley eased out of the bend and then waited, sitting motionless as all around him were at work. When the afterburners were finally turned on, the result was devastating. It was the second Group 1 win of the year for the 4-year-old, who added a length and 3/4 success over 7 furlongs in the Foret to his 2-length victory in Newmarket's July Cup over 6 furlongs. The Grade 2 Kolkata Monsoon Derby attracted a field of 7 local contenders and 1 Western India raider to the parade ring on the 1st of October. Who Makes the Rules from Malesh Naredu's yard had won his first 3 in a row before embarking on a classic campaign where he was 3rd and 4th to Sergeant-at-Arms in the Bangalore Summer Colts Trial and the Bangalore Derby, followed by a 2nd to Accolade in the Hyderabad Colts Trial 4 weeks earlier. With Sergeant-at-Arms opting to campaign in Mysore and Accolade in Hyderabad, the connections of Who Makes the Rules opted to pay a late entry fee and raid West Bengal for the 42 lakh rupee winning stake. The Kolkata crop fielded 2 major contenders, Dynasomia and Ballister, both from Vijay Singh's yard. Dynasomia had won the Fillies Trial Stakes a few weeks earlier and would have the services of S. John in the saddle with an overweight of 2 kilos. Meanwhile, Ballister had won an 1800-meter race reasonably well, even if in Class 4, and was expected to be a genuine stayer in the field. The punters and bookies were, however, having none of it, and Who Makes the Rules was backed into on money to the exclusion of the others.
Far away, Theo there comes on the inside is Cadman, another length and a quarter away, bringing up the rears, Revolting in the purple jacket. With about half a mile in balance for the Calcutta Monsoon Derby, Fabian is the leader. About half a length in front of Prix is the one on the outside. Not too far away is Who Makes the Rules in the blue and red. Another length and a half away, Who Makes the Rules. There comes Dysnomia. Then comes Ballista. Length away, Ballista. The pass the 600-meter marker is Catman. Second last is on the inside is Theo. Last of all, Revolting as the headstand fell. Round the turn into the straight, Prix comes in on first, being joined and passed on the outside. Go by Who Makes the Rules. Another length and a half away, there's Dysnomia. Further away, there comes Cadman. But it's Who Makes the Rules has been ridden on hands and heels and is kicked away by about a length and a half to 2 lengths in front of Dysnomia. Then comes Prix. But on the outer line, Who Makes the Rules is about 2.5 lengths in front of Dysnomia. It's all over. Who Makes the Rules for the money? Gets it from Dysnomia. Then came Prix. Then came Cadman. Then came Theo. Revolting. Second last was Ballista.
Who Makes the Rules proved to be the best stayer on the day, kicking away from the filly who may have run much closer but for the overweight. The son of multidimensional will stay on in Calcutta for the Winter Classics.
A lot of things went wrong in the Bangalore campaign. The horse wasn't entirely right. There were a few niggling issues with him. He was ridden differently compared to what I think is right for you. He still doesn't switch off as we want him to switch off. He's still very headstrong. And I think that over time, hopefully that issue gets addressed. But, take nothing away from the winner over there. He's the best horse in India at the moment, and it's going to be a hard target to try and, get the better of that horse. But all said and done, I think we are better today than we were in Bangalore. Well, I must thank the jockey Suraj Naredu for this one, because he was insistent that we go there, and he thought that it would be an easier endeavour to go to Calcutta. We were a bit cautious. Most of the partners were a bit cautious going all the way to Calcutta because it is quite a far distance away. But I think it's worked out well, and Suraj was right. I think it was after the Hyderabad Colts trial, and we thought that Accolade, good horses like Accolade and Astor Rose would be running in Hyderabad. It would be harder nuts to crack as opposed to an easier target in Calcutta, and taking nothing away from the horses who ran the Calcutta Derby there. The second and third are pretty good horses too. But we thought it would be a slightly easier endeavour going to Calcutta, and hence we thought it was worth paying the entry fees. He's run an exceptional race. He's run very well. We are very pleased that for the first time he's won over a longer distance, which makes us a little bit more optimistic for the future. I think he stays in Calcutta. We don't want to come back to Pune and run the Pune Derby. I think he stays in Calcutta, runs the 2,000 guineas in Calcutta itself in the winter season there, and all going well, then the Calcutta Derby. We'll take it a step at a time and see how things progress.
On 20th, we decided that we are going to pay the fees, and this talk started from about 15th, 16th of the month. And see, it's not only the small field; there are local challenges. Today in the country, there would be about probably 4 or 5 really good horses. Who Makes the Rules is definitely one of them, and none of those 4 or 5 were running in Calcutta. So we fancied our chances quite strongly, and eventually he proved himself. Calcutta Derby was an easy race for our horse. He was quite comfortable, and we won by 4 lengths. Hopefully we are planning to keep him in Calcutta. Maybe he'll run in the 2,000 guineas and the Winter Derby. Maybe one prep race before that, or maybe a good mock race.
In the Bangalore Derby, we went with a strategy. Unfortunately, sometimes strategies pay and sometimes they don't. This one didn't. After which I followed the horse Hyderabad, where he lost to Accolade by about a length and a half. My faith in him took me to Calcutta, and it was a dream. I have never been to Calcutta in my life. It was the first time. I landed in the morning and I won the Derby in the afternoon. It was a fantastic experience and a lovely race course. Well, the good thing of the Calcutta Derby, it shows us that this horse can stay and there is a future. Hopefully the Calcutta Winter Classics, the 2,000 guineas, the Derby, and with some luck, the Indian Derby. I would not like to finish without making a mention of the founder owner of this horse, Mr. Janak Jethmalani, who is not with us, but must be really pleased to win this race. And he must be watching from wherever he is.
One race later was the Silverina Cup, a Class 1 race over 1,200 meters that had 8 horses on the card. Himalayan Queen, saddled by Bath, ran a disappointing 6th in the J. Rustomji Sapariwala Trophy over 1,200 meters on the 20th of March in Mumbai, and would be looking to improve on that performance with Neeraj Rawal partnering her. Javed Khan's Charge, Make Way For Me, ran 5th in the Stewards Cup over 1,400 meters on the 24th of September and would be looking to go better this time out with A. Sandesh in the saddle. From Bharat Singh's yard was Susanna, who was coming into this race on the back of a win in the Arizona Pie Cup over 1,100 meters on the 12th of July and would be looking to retain her winning streak with Dashrath Singh riding her.
Round the turn and into the straight, and it's Susanna being joined on the outside by Make Way For Me. Another length and a half away, there comes Copernicus, then comes Himalayan Queen, but it's Susanna being passed on the outside by Make Way For Me. Another length and a half away, there comes Copernicus. Himalayan Queen is the one beginning to warm up on the outside, and it's Make Way For Me from Himalayan Queen. It's Make Way For Me from Himalayan Queen. Make Way For Me from Himalayan Queen. Make Way For Me for the money. Gets it from Himalayan Queen, then came Susanna.
The filly Himalayan Queen was gracing the wrong end of the field for most part, while Susanna and Make Way For Me called the shots. After a brief struggle, the latter took over the running in the straight and appeared to be heading for a straightforward triumph. Looking ahead at the weekend in Pune, the Threpton Fillies and Mare Stakes will feature the Sunday card. Only 5 have accepted to race in the 1,800 meter race. The classy Myrtlewood has some reputation to redeem as she had to deal with the embarrassment of a blundering start when she was expected to romp home in the Eve Champions on her first essay this season. She lost her distance at the gates and never recovered from that folly. The Thepton race now appears to be at her mercy, and if one goes by the cliche, lightning never strikes twice at the same place, Myrtlewood ought to come unscathed and bring home the coveted trophy.
4 lengths in front of Myrtlewood is struggling to keep pace. 100 to go and upset here with the Unicorn stretching his lead and winning this very, very easily from Myrtlewood finishing up second.
Cameron should fight off the others for the next best slot as she comes in with a fighting second to another classic horse, Lagardere, in the Grade 2 Nizam's Gold Cup at Hyderabad. Looking at Saturday now, Intelligence is coming off a neat start to finish victory where she beat Remember Me and Staristocrat both in the fray again this time, vying for the 4th estate trophy. Intelligence managed to steer clear of the pair last time out, but the math is against her this time with the penalty she has incurred. However, her manner of victory and the ease with which she accounted for both Staristocrat and Remember Me does suggest that she can defy the penalty and reign supreme yet again, with the fact that she has a furlong less to travel this time, and that should be an advantage to her gate-to-post style of racing. Sanam has been knocking on the door for a while now, and this may be her chance to score. Her claims gather more strength after striking Story, whom she failed to collar in her last run, one again beating highly reputed Unforgettable You. Diablo will be a live threat, however, Sanam at good odds may prove to be a fruitful wager. Bottom-weighted Janine looks well placed on the scales, and after a fair first start this season, she seems to have improved over the run, and her latest track movements have been encouraging as well. Janine has a good chance to bag the Pegasus Trophy. Looking at Sunday now, and Arlene should get the mile and quarter trip and win the Yana Trophy on the strength of her facile last start win over a mile. Albeit in a lower class, Arlene won untroubled and by a huge margin, suggesting that she would relish the longer trips and she would prove a good wager to win again. Serenita will face stiff opposition when she lines up for the Kejriwal Trophy over the Scurry. She missed out last time out and will go all out to prove a point and has the speed to deliver. Her last run loss to Victorio may be ignored, and it would pay to persist with Senorita. And now for what's making buzz on social media, it's all about Who Makes the Rules and Sergeant at Arms. The former, of course, also happens to be the horse of Janak Jethmalani, who passed away recently, so his win in the Calcutta Derby attributed largely to the late Janak, who was passionate about racing and specifically about this horse. Twitter, Facebook, all full of it. And that's all we have time for in this episode of The Winning Post. Remember, if you've missed anything at all, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. Also, remember to follow Mohit Lalwani on Twitter for his tips. And until we see you next time, goodbye and may the horse be with you.